the biggest job for you is to learn how to take care of your own energy. So now you have to be like, what is the reason why I feel like I have to do this?
Right.
Right? It's the same thing with food. Like you feel that urgency to eat that food. It's that urgency feeling. It's that anxious attachment, right? It's like, why am I feeling this way? And that's when you turn towards yourself. So instead of eating the bag of chips, instead of texting the guy, you say, wow, I'm feeling a lot of anxiety, like urgency. What's that about? And you like look in yourself and, you figure out what is underneath that. And like I said, I have a lot of tools that I go through with my clients and students in that. And you get to the root of what exactly you want to feel. And then you just hold the space for yourself and you
Right.
remind yourself that you're looking for somebody who's going to lead. And you don't need to text this person because they're already showing you that he's not leading right now.
Mhm.
Which is why I always say you should date multiple people at once, especially in the dating phase, because like, why not? And, that's that. And you just continue to hold space for yourself, put yourself out there, get information, get feedback. But when you feel that urgency, remind yourself that chemistry and attraction is not compatibility. Compatibility is going to be with somebody who 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 gives you the opportunity to feel what you need to feel in a relationship. And so when you're in your feminine energy, that means that you're also holding space for your masculine energy, which essentially is that urgency
Right.
to reach out and move it forward. That makes sense?
Yeah, it's almost like opening yourself up to receiving, which is something that women who experience this aren't used to doing because they're used to being the doer, the deliverer, like the executor. And so trying to be cognizant of receiving, you're like, this feels unnatural.
The thing about receiving is that it's out of your control. And I think that's also the important thing with understanding that you're not in control of when someone's going to offer you something.
Listen to that again because it's true. That's why we're so uncomfortable with receiving because we don't know if we're going to receive. And then we don't know what to do with it when we hold it, when we get it in our hands.
Exactly. We don't know what to do with it. And also, when you're in the receiving, you not only have to know how to receive, you also have to be willing to be patient, especially in the dating phase. Being in your feminine energy is also detaching from all of that head stuff and being willing to receive from a place of warmth, right? Like I had experiences when I was much more skilled in this feminine energy where I'd go out with somebody, I didn't hear from him. I thought we had a great time. 5 days later, I heard from him. And maybe 5 years before that, I would have felt like, oh, I'm going to be a bit passive aggressive or like I'm going to play a game. I'm not going to respond. But instead, it's like you kind of zoom out and you have this like spacious view. That's what feminine energy is. So like I could receive him 5 days later from a place of like, oh, really happy to hear from you there was no heaviness around it because we weren't invested, which is another reason why I don't really recommend having super long dates in the beginning of the dating phase, like the first 1 to 3, 4 dates.
And when you
Because,
allow yourself, sorry to cut you off, but when you allow yourself to pull back and be like, there is no commitment here, there is no investment just yet, you're able to enjoy it for what it is. And then like allow yourself to be like, maybe I do want to see it progressing, or there's no commitment there. So you're kind of like, maybe I don't really see this progressing. You give yourself the freedom to choose when you kind of like give yourself that lightness to the
exactly,
situation.
which is self-worth. Right?
Yeah.
Like that is self-worth. You're not looking to be chosen. You're not looking to like, finally be the one. You're looking to 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 have your own self-worth. And is the truth is the guys that had reached out to me after 5 days, I'm not I'm not entangling into like a drama with them, getting passive aggressive or all that. But what I did learn is that it didn't feel good to me that I had a date with somebody that I thought I connected with and I didn't hear from them for 5 days, actually.
Mhm.
So, like, I was able to receive, like, happy to hear from him, but coming from a place of self-worth and empowerment, I would always say, like, "Oh, so good," "Oh, so good to hear from you." And somehow I would let him know that I like more consistent communication with people that I'm getting to know and dating,
Yeah.
right? So I make it known that, in a way that's not making him feel bad, but just like an invitation to let him know about me. And if he's interested in me, he will ask me out again, or
Mhm.
he will make sure that next time, right? So if he's like, "Oh yeah, I hear that. I get that." And then he asks me out again, and we go out again. And if he heard me, he'll text me a day later.
Mhm.
If he does, right? So it's like there's no, like, if you want to be the feminine partner in the relationship, you have to set up the conditions for your needs to be met
Mhm.
by expressing what you want, how you want to feel, what's important to you, your values, and then leaning back and being patient for them to do it on their own time. Now, if their
Mhm.
own time is too long for you, that's totally valid also.
Mhm.
They're not for
Yeah.
you. It's not that they're assholes, right? They're not for you. Even if you
Mhm.
guys had the best conversation and the best chemistry and you guys have so much in common, he's not for you if the root of the relationship dynamic is going to make you feel anxious and stressed
Mhm.
and pull you into your masculine or make you feel like you have to continually have conversations and like talk about stuff.